don't, every time I try and film a video, like I try and line up the lines so that they're parallel, but my camera looks like it's doing this. So I'm sorry if, see, like that looks parallel. Okay, well, hello. September flew by. And I know that I say that every time I film this video, these monthly wrap-up videos, but I can honestly say, hands down, without a doubt, September 2023 is the fastest a month has ever gone by in my personal existence. And that's kind of scary. You grow up hearing time goes by quicker the older you get, and then you start experiencing it and you're like, oh, it's happening. So that was alarming. I'm not gonna lie. It is rather alarming how quickly September went by. And then I look at some of the things on my list that I want to talk about for the month of September, and like the ones that happened at the beginning of the month, they do feel like they were a while ago, but then September as a whole, just, I honestly feel like I blinked and it's gone. But here we are filming September. So firstly, it's 1,000 degrees. I wanted to look all like cute and nice, and instead I'm wearing a crop top that says snacks because it's so hot. My room is 25.7 degrees Celsius, so I don't know what that is. Late 70s, high 70s, low 80s for Fahrenheit, somewhere in there. Yesterday I got in my car and it said it was 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 Fahrenheit. For October 1st, it was 30 degrees Celsius. And then as the car got moving, it kind of cooled down, so it dropped to 28, which is 82 Fahrenheit. So it is hot and I'm annoyed. Like, normally I'm like, summer can stay as long as she wants. But this year, and I think I find the more involved I get in tarot practice and like witchy practice, the more I look forward to this time of year. And I also have a lot of decks where this is the time of year where it's their time to shine. And fall is happening. Halloween is coming, regardless of what the weather is. So our trees are changing. The stores are full of Halloween and now Christmas stuff. Don't get me started. But it's hot. And in my mind, I'm having trouble like associating those things with fall right now because I'm still wearing my summer dresses and crop tops that say snacks. So I'm starting to get annoyed. Like, I really just want it to cool down. Just please. I'm gonna regret that when I'm shoveling 30 centimeters of snow off my driveway. But books, that's where we're starting, because I realized that I neglected to talk about books in my last couple monthly roundups. So I have quite a few to talk about. There's only a couple hard copy and then the rest are Audible. I'm a big fan of books on tape. Oh, that ages me. I have my window open and these are the things we're gonna hear. So Audible is books on tape for those people who know what books on tape means. I hope we all do. Please tell me you know what that means. But the first one, this was a July thing. I've talked about this book several times. The Mammoth Book of Paranormal Romance. It's 24 new short stories from the hottest names. Those are the hottest names, in case you want to take a look at that. I've talked about this book multiple times. This one is it just kind of sits around. I'm in no urgent big rush to read these. It's just kind of when I feel like reading, but I don't feel like committing to something. Some of them are several pages and some of them are only a few. Some of them are really short. So it's nice. This got a lot of use in July because I was laying by the pool. So, and I don't like to, I am a sun worshiper. I love the sun, but I also love my skin more. So I try and I don't like to get burnt. I don't like to overexpose myself to the sun. So I usually do like little 10-minute hang out by the pool, and then I read one of these during that 10 minutes. So that book got some love in July. Then I am trying to go in order that I did these. So Audible, I did The Chrysalids, which is an older book, and my friends who are 10 to 15 years older than me have talked about this book. I think they actually had to read it in school. I want to say high school, maybe. I did not have to read it in school. So this was my first experience with The Chrysalids. And it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic society or world where they have this idea of what the perfect image of a human being is. And there are folks who have impurities that are sent to the fringes, and these impurities can even be things they can do with their mind. So it's really interesting. It was a really quick little Audible book to listen to when I was driving back and forth to my friends' cottages. So that was fun. I really liked that one. I recommend it if you haven't read it. Next, what order do we go in here? Oh, the Hunger Games prequel. That was another Audible one. So I have an Audible membership and you get 1 credit every month, which in my opinion, it works out because it's $15 Canadian per month. And you get 1 free credit or 1 credit with that every month. And a credit allows you to download a book. So basically you're paying $15 a month for a book a month, which if you've tried to go shopping for books lately, they're kind of expensive. So it works out for me. And I have a job where I'm able to like listen to music, podcasts, audibles, all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's worth it. So the Hunger Games prequel, I wanted to read the book before the movie came out. I was under the impression that the movie was coming out like super soon. So I rushed through the book. It's actually, the movie's not coming out till November, so you have time. I wanted to read it or listen to it before the movie came out. So I'm glad I did. I did like it, but I found like, to me, it seemed really obvious, and I don't even know if this is the case or not. I think it is, but it seemed really obvious that she wrote the book, the prequel, after the other books. There were just too many things that she tied in, and it was almost too obvious, but that's just my opinion. Definitely read it, because I'm a huge Hunger Games fan, so check that out. Then the next Audible book I listened to was They Never Learn. I cannot remember the author's name, but it's basically like a female Dexter. So if you like Dexter, it was a pretty simple, easy listen. I don't know if it would be an easy read. I feel like it would be. Not my favorite. I mean, it was okay. It was all right. Then, okay, the next one was another Audible. I'm trying to remember the order. This one, I'm not going to recommend because I feel like every single trigger warning available to humankind should be included with this book. It was a hard listen. There were some parts where I was like, oh my gosh, someone is actually writing this. Someone sat there and wrote this out. I was like, this is a great book. I did want to know what happens, so I did keep listening for that reason. It was a long listen. It was like, it was 20 some hours. It was a longer book. I mean, if you're curious, check it out. If you can handle all the trigger warnings, sure. I personally would not recommend this book to anyone. I'm just talking about it because it is part of what I read in September. Moving on. The next one that I started reading in September was Phantasmagoria. I'm only that far into it, so I hardly have read it at all. This is a very tricky read for me. I have to read it very slowly. I have to really try and absorb what I'm reading. I just absorb the information. For me, the tree, people talking about the Tree of Life, people talking about this, you might as well be trying to teach me how to play euchre. It goes right over my head. For some reason, my brain shuts off when there's talk or reading of the Tree of Life. I just can't wrap my head around it. And I think, I don't know. It's me. It's definitely me. I think I must have some sort of aversion to learning it. Same with euchre. I hate cards. I hate card games. I hate games in general. I'm weird. So I have no desire to learn euchre. And I want to learn about the Tree of Life, but I don't at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. So it's been a difficult read. And I actually joined Lisa Pepe's monthly membership because this month they are working with this deck and with this book. So for the month of October, this is what they're doing. And I feel like that would help me. So we'll see how the rest of October goes. Okay, so that's it for books. We made it through books. The other thing I started doing in September, I was really craving cozy games for my Nintendo Switch, which I have not played with in a really long time. I got my Switch prior to COVID, which thank God, because Animal Crossing saved my life during COVID. My friends and I all played. We all went to each other's islands. It was a lot of fun. But now I really want a cozy game. So I found myself on some sort of gamer TikTok account, and they were talking about Little Misfortune. Let me tell you. So I do like the graphics of the game. I think I like the concept. I'm still fairly early on in it. But this game is like, should be rated R. I think it is probably rated R. The things that this little girl comes across, it's something else. So I've been playing that off and on here and there on evenings when I don't feel like watching TV or whatever. So that's been kind of cute and fun. Let me know if you play games and if you have any cozy fall game recommendations, because I'm on the market. Now let's talk about decks. I got 3 decks in the month of September. So September was a big month. The first deck, I ordered it in August and it came in September. I think like September 1st or 2nd. It was really early on. This is one that I've thought about for a really long time and I really did not think it was for me. It's an Oracle. Well, it's a Lenormand and Oracle deck. I've had the Tarot deck on my wish list for a while. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but this is the one I got. I got the Memento, Mori, Lenormand, and Oracle. I purchased this because of the Lenormand. I've been working a lot with Lenormand lately and I'm really enjoying it. So which end is the Lenormand? This one. I haven't used the regular Oracle parts as of yet. So I can't really speak to how I feel about those, but I am obsessing with the Lenormand. I'm actually kind of blown away with how much I like this deck. It's not, I mean, it is my aesthetic, but not for decks. Not for Tarot or Oracle or Lenormand decks. I love the aesthetic, and that's the whole reason why I haven't purchased her Tarot deck, was because it's not up my alley necessarily as far as my Tarot and Oracle aesthetic goes. But I've been loving this. I've been working with Lenormand a lot lately, as I mentioned in my previous monthly wrap-up. So my tarot practice itself hasn't been getting too much love. A little bit more so now with the fall season coming, because I think I said earlier, a lot of my fall, like I have a lot of decks, Oracle and Tarot, where this is their time to shine, this time of year. So I do have all those out and I've been playing around with them a little bit, but not as much as I normally would. Also, I love these backs, how she's made them look like old and weathered. Love it. But yeah, I can't really speak to the Oracle side because I haven't used this whole part of the deck. I haven't used this. The other thing, I think she has expansion packs. I would love to get my hands on the expansion pack, but I don't see them on her website anymore. So, or her Etsy anyway. So I don't know if that's something that she's not doing anymore, but let me know if you know. So the other thing is, so the Lenormand cards are in the regular portion of the guidebook, and then they're also in the back, which I actually didn't know this. So there's a little back section. It's just a couple pages, just the keywords, which talks about the Lenormand. So I like that. I like that she just didn't like exclude the Lenormand part. She just kept the regular, well, let's find an example. Cross. So when you look at the Oracle reading, X marks the spot, your roots, a higher power, yours to bear, religion, carrying negativity, a heavy load. Then when you go to the Lenormand, it's the last card, right? Yeah. So grief, loss, suffering, a burden. So it is kind of, she keeps the meanings very similar, but I really like that she still included the Lenormand meanings. So I've really been enjoying the Lenormand side of this one. I'm kind of hesitant to mix the Lenormand in with the Oracle because I feel like I would just immediately want to unmix them, like separate the Lenormand again. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that side of things. The next one, this one was a Kickstarter. I can't remember when I backed this, but it's the Lilifer Gold Edition. This deck, the same thing happened with her Oracle. So the, oh my gosh, I don't lose names of things until I hit record. But Marianne Constantine's Oracle, the pink and black one, whatever that's called. I saw that on Kickstarter and I didn't like it. I actually was like, those beings aren't my jam. They're not my style. They're not my aesthetic. And then I regretted not getting it. So I ordered it from the website, loved it. Her original tarot, the original Lilifer, again, I saw that and I was like, meh, I'm just looking at this and I want that as a tattoo. That ghost thing. That is adorable. Anyway, and I thought the same thing. It's not really for me. It's not really my thing. I don't really want it. And then I saw people talking about it and I was like, darn, I really want that. So, yeah, I ordered it and I filmed a little kind of like flip through for you. So we're just going to look at that instead of me holding it up. So it came with a lot of goodies. It came with this chart that, to be honest, I haven't really looked into. It's the table of magical correspondences. Super cute. I really like it. I really should pay attention to this, but I haven't really done too much. I feel like it would be great for beginners. It's got the elemental symbols on the left there, and then all of the planetary symbols, which I cannot remember to save my life. So that's good. I got a iridescent sticker for Lilith. Here's my little thank you note, which I always love it when they include little personal things like that, and a little postcard of one of the cards. So that's cute. And my favorite is the yes, no coin. I actually totally forgot that this was included with it. Obsessed. I love it. This is my first coin, probably my last. I don't see the need for more, but love it. Then you get a couple extra cards. First of all, box quality. That is my current background on my phone. That'll probably be my next background. Maybe we'll do something fall. I don't know. But love it. Love to see it. Then you do get those 2 extra cards, the Lilith and the Lucifer cards. Not sure what I'm going to do with those, if I'm going to include those or not. Right now they're separate. And then we have the guidebook. So I actually think the guidebook would be great for beginners because there is a lot of information in it. As you can see, it's talking about the zodiac here. It's talking about planetary symbols, sacred symbols, sacred colors, sacred numbers, numerology basics, a note on numbers, sacred symbols, and then we get into the spreads. And it's obviously full color here, and the majors have a page dedicated, and then we get to the minors, and it's just kind of like keywords dedicated to it. So it is a tiny little book. I haven't read it really, to be honest. I haven't spent too much time with this just because of the time of year. Some of my favorite backs ever. The gold doesn't pick up the same on camera for some reason. It's very yellowy on camera. It's more elegant in person. So one of the things that I liked about this was that she said that she included the numbers in gold because I guess she got complaints about the previous version. The planetary and the astrological signs are also in gold. So I actually kind of thought that the Lilifer Tarot, the first one, was a little too advanced for me. It does have Thoth influence as well. So that's part of the reason why I didn't buy it. And part of the reason why I backed this Kickstarter was because it had those numbers. And I thought it would make it easier for me to identify which card was which. And to be honest, I don't think you really need them. Like, you can tell which card is which. There's just one where the number is, oh, there's me doing a cardstock test. The number is kind of backwards or weird, but that's it. Yeah, there were some complaints about the cardstock. I think with the first one, I think it was too thick, and she did mention she did some improving on this cardstock. I love the cardstock. It feels great. It shuffles great. It bends. It's fine. I like it. But yeah, like I said, it just I haven't used it because this time of year, Like I've said previously, I have so many other decks where it's their time to shine this time of year. And so they've been getting a little bit more love and they've been getting a little bit more use out of me this time of year. Also, my Lenormand decks have been getting a little more use as well. So it hasn't seen too much love at the moment. I do want to talk about the size of the cards. So if we compare it, now, do I have a deck here that's even a normal size? I don't know that I do. Well, let's do the Tarot of Vampires because we talked about it and I feel like it's, I don't know. All right, so width-wise, it seems about the same. But there is a slight height difference. Now it's hard, there we go. Little bit of a height difference. I love the size of these Lillifer tarot cards. I love it. I think it's great. So I'm very excited to work with it. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to use it. It's just right now I don't really feel that it's time to shine. So we're going to wait until after the Samhain season to use that deck. Probably in like December, because I still like to use my spooky decks in November. So, and I feel like with the white, like I feel like it could work with the cooler season. Oh, the next one, I'm opening it up. Next and last, this one I thought about, I wasn't getting it, I was getting it, I wasn't getting it, I was, and then ultimately I did it. It's the Seasons of the Witch, the Mabon Oracle. I did it. So, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about it. We all know. I do love the orange sides. One of the reasons why I was hesitant to get this deck was because I thought it would take the place of my Samhain Oracle by the same creators. They're just so similar. Very, very similar. I think the Samhain might be a little bit more darker and this is a little bit more harvesty, which makes sense. That's what it's about. But I use my Samhain deck right now. I use my Samhain deck in the Harvest Festival, in the harvest time, in the harvest season. So now this is taking away from that, which it is. I haven't even touched my Samhain Oracle. It's sitting there, it's on my altar, and I haven't used it. This one has been getting the use. So I wasn't wrong, but I do enjoy it. I do really enjoy it. And I know some people were upset about the poems leaving. I'm not a poem person. I feel like they're just as effective, but again, I'm not a poem person. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And everyone's like, what? Not even remotely close to being as effective. All right, 2 fell out. Let's just take a gander. We've got Crow, pay close attention to the winds. There's a message making its way. I can hear the wind right now. That's kind of cool. And then Fire Cider, dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. I've been thinking about making some Fire Cider, so that's cool. Not that I have the first clue how to make it or any of the ingredients, like at all. So that's the Oracle deck. I am really liking it. They do a great job, especially their guidebooks. Their guidebooks are phenomenal. So I am enjoying it. I am glad I bought it. Sorry, Samhain Oracle. Love you. I still love you. Next. That's it for decks. I feel like I am forgetting something with decks, but oh well. Next, I want to talk about what I've been watching, and I've been so excited to talk about this particular category because the things that I watched are things that I've already watched previously. One is Twilight. Of course, I've already watched Twilight. Can't tell you how many times I've seen it, but I am having a real love affair with Twilight right now. I don't know why. Zero clue why. I had the books on Audible back probably in the spring, summer, where I did talk about it one of my monthly wrap-ups, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't even finish the series. I read the series when they first came out, like as they were coming out, I was reading them. I was one of those people that was like waiting for the next book to be released. So I did read them a long time ago, and I wanted to reread them, but I didn't want to actually reread them, so I downloaded them on Audible, and I actually found Bella to be super annoying, and the whole situation is just annoying. So I struggled with doing it, and I didn't finish. So I don't know, one Sunday I had a bit of a headache, and I was like, I'm just gonna lay in bed and watch TV, and I watched all of the movies in one sitting, and I Loved it. I became obsessed with it. So I am all about the Twilight right now. I will watch it again before Halloween probably. So that's that. The other thing I rewatched in September was The Haunting of Hill House. If you have not watched this show, it is a must. I think everyone should watch this show. If you don't like scary things, I get it. I don't like scary things. I don't like scary movies. I don't like scary TV shows. I can't handle them. But this is worth it. It is so good. Yes, there's jump scares. Yes, there's ghosts. Yes, it's creepy. But once you understand, for me, once you understand what's going on, once things become more clear, it's not as scary, and it's actually just really sad. But like in the best possible way from a production standpoint. He is fantastic. I cannot wait for The Fall of the House of Usher, something like that. I think it comes out October 12th by Mike Flanagan, question mark. I think it's the same. I think that's what his name is. But it's just, the acting is great. The concept is great. There's even one episode where there's 5 scenes. The whole episode consists of 5 scenes that were filmed. One of the longest one is 17 minutes straight. A 17-minute scene where the camera does not stop rolling for 17 minutes. And the rest of the episode consists of the same kind of thing. It's just 4 different ones. The stuff that's involved in having to film something like that, I picked up on it right away. I was like, something's weird about this episode. And I realized the camera, there was no cuts. It was just the longest scene. And there is so much involved in it. There's multiple actors moving around. There's camera moving around. There's crews moving around. There's furniture being moved around. And all of this has to happen without the camera pausing or stopping. It's crazy and so well done. So I think it's episode 106. If you've already watched it and you want to just watch that episode, I'm pretty sure it's episode 6. But yeah, I definitely recommend watching The Haunting of Hill House if you have not already. And even if you have watched it once, watching it, like, this is only the second time I've watched it, but I picked up on so many different things this time around. And to be honest, I can't wait to watch it again, which I probably won't watch it for a while, but I can't wait to watch it again to pick up on more things. It's excellent. It's such a good job. He did an amazing job, and I can't wait for The Fall of the House of Usher. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I don't know when I'm going to watch it because I tend to watch these things during the day so I don't freak myself out, and then promptly watch a Disney movie to take my mind off of it. So, but I don't know. It's that time of year where you kind of want to watch it in the evening. But I'm also like, my dreams are very easily affected by my occurrences in my life. I definitely dream about things that happen, and I don't know if I want to invite that. I don't know. So maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll do some during the day and some at night. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. That is September. And this is the 3rd time I filmed this video. Yay. I don't know why I do that to myself. I'm just not happy with it at the end. I'm like, oh. And then I set everything back up and do it again. Enjoy the season, even if it's 1,000 degrees where you are, like it is here. I'm really trying to still enjoy fall while also still sweating. Thanks for watching.